Hi, we recap here, today's movie and action show called Extraction 2. Spoilers ahead, watch out and hit the subscribe button. After a mission goes disastrously wrong, battle-hardened mercenary Tyler sustains brutal injuries, including a severe concussion, which causes him to fall from a bridge into a raging river. Believing him to be dead, everyone writes him off, until the current carries his unconscious body to the riverbank, where a little girl stumbles upon him and quickly calls for help. Tyler is rushed to the hospital, where his care is entrusted to his mercenary comrades, the sibling duo Nick and Naz. Tyler is in a critical state, teetering on the edge of death. For weeks, nurses tend to Tyler's broken body, keeping him stable and alive. Eventually, he regains consciousness, though he's far from being out of the woods. While he's alive, he remains fragile and weak. His recovery will require relentless physical therapy and a long road of rehabilitation to regain his strength. Meanwhile, in the country of Georgia, a notorious gangster named Zurab learns from his associate of Tandil that Zurab's brother, David, has been slapped with an additional 10-year prison sentence. Furious, Zurab contacts the governor who authorized the extension. The governor explains that American forces have a strong presence in the region, leaving his hands tied. Zurab recounts his lifelong commitment to protecting his younger brother, even shielding him from their abusive father. Moved but still constrained, the governor offers to transfer David to an American prison, thinking it's a reasonable compromise. Zurab, however, sees this as betrayal. He coldly reminds the governor that he was the one who put him in power, and in a chilling turn, has him executed. A violent shootout erupts as Zurab's men eliminate the governor's security detail, after which Zurab disposes of the body in a grave that had already been dug for him. Back in the hospital, Tyler has made enough progress to be discharged. Nick and Naz pick him up and take him to a secluded cabin deep in the Austrian forest, a peaceful hideout complete with his personal belongings and his beloved dog. It's meant to be a safe haven, a place where Tyler can finally put his past behind him and retire in solitude. Before leaving, Nick gives him a box filled with personal mementos. Tyler settles into a quiet routine, watching old tapes, fishing, grocery shopping, and embracing the simplicity of life. One evening, curiosity gets the better of him, and he opens the box. What he finds inside breaks him: old letters and videos from his late son. Tyler's child had been gravely ill, and instead of staying by his side, Tyler volunteered for another military mission. His wife saw it as abandonment during their darkest hour and ultimately divorced him. Elsewhere, David, Zurab's brother, watches a brutal prison fight unfold but can't enjoy the spectacle. He's tormented by his new sentence and the uncertain future. He's later reunited with his wife Ketavan and their children, Sandro and Nina, who are now trapped in prison with him. Ketavan fears for their children's upbringing in such a violent environment, but David believes Sandro needs to be raised in hardship to become strong. When she objects, saying she doesn't want her kids to follow their father's criminal path, David hits her and coldly states he can raise them alone, implying she's disposable. After he leaves, Ketavan breaks down in tears, and Sandro wakes up to comfort her. Sometime later, Tyler returns home to find a man named Alcott waiting for him. This stranger not only knows Tyler's identity and location, but also his full mercenary history. Tyler fires at a mug to intimidate him, but Alcott doesn't even flinch. He reveals that he and Tyler have mutual bosses. Alcott has a new mission. Ketavan is the sister of Tyler's ex-wife, Mia, and she and her children need to be rescued from prison. David and Zurab belong to the fearsome Magazi gang, men forged during their country's civil war and hardened into ruthless criminals. Their loyalty to the gang, which they see as family, makes them deadly opponents. Tyler accepts the mission without hesitation and calls Nick and Naz for backup. Tyler begins intense training, rebuilding his strength with both traditional workouts and more primal methods, lifting stones, splitting wood, throwing axes. Once he's ready, he and the siblings travel to Georgia, where they bribed a guard who marks the escape route with secret symbols on the walls and disables the security cameras. While the siblings wait outside, Tyler slips into the prison. The guard informs him that gate 207 is unlocked and cuts the lights, giving Tyler a 5-minute window to retrieve the family. Guided only by a flashlight and the guard's markings, Tyler stealthily navigates the corridors and reaches Ketavan's cell. She's already awake and quickly rouses her children. When Sandro asks about his father, she simply says he'll be coming later. As they make their escape, Nina accidentally drops a toy, and the noise wakes David. He whistles, a signal for loyal inmates to incite a riot. The group flees, navigating staircases and locked doors until they reach a cell block swarming with inmates. A brutal brawl ensues. Tyler fends off attackers, even shooting one of them to force the others to retreat. He uses a small explosive to breach the next door, narrowly escaping another wave of prisoners. Chaos consumes the prison. Tyler spots an underground corridor and finds a chute in the ceiling. He boosts the children through it so they can reach Nick, waiting outside. Before Tyler and Ketavan can follow, David arrives and attacks. He knocks Ketavan down, and he and Tyler clash in a brutal, close-quarters fight. Tyler ultimately burns David's face on a furnace, breaks his hand, and kills him by stabbing him. Ketavan, seeking vengeance, finishes him off with a shovel blow. They don't have time to breathe, more prisoners appear. Tyler tells Nick to get the kids out while he searches for another way. Outside, police begin storming the prison yard, clashing with the inmates. Tyler and Ketavan fight their way through, but Tyler runs out of ammo and must fight hand to hand. Ketavan joins the battle with her shovel but is soon overwhelmed. Tyler shields her and throws a grenade to clear the area. Momentarily disoriented after being hit in the head, Tyler is dragged by a prisoner, but snaps back to reality and rescues Ketavan just in time. Nick and her team blast open a back door and extract them. Naz warns that Magazi forces are en route. The group escapes in armored vans, blowing up the front gates. Tyler makes sure the kids wear bulletproof vests and hide under the seats. Soon, Magazi soldiers catch up and open fire. A high-speed chase erupts. Nick and her team return fire, running enemy cars off the road. Tyler veers his van into the forest to avoid pursuit. Despite dodging bikers throwing grenades, one explosion flips Tyler's van. The mercenaries provide cover as the family escapes, though Nina is injured. They run into a nearby factory and leap onto a moving train. As the train speeds through the countryside, helicopters appear overhead. Tyler finds a mounted gun and shoots down one, causing it to crash in the snow. On the train roof, he trades fire with a second helicopter, but enemy soldiers manage to board. Nick takes on 3 Magazi men, dispatching them in brutal combat but suffering injuries. Tyler confronts more enemies, one nearly throws him off the train, but he fights back fiercely, eliminating the last attacker as Sandro watches in stunned silence. Tyler checks on the wounded Nick, but the helicopter returns and opens fire. Tyler retrieves another machine gun and finally downs the chopper. Unfortunately, the brakes are destroyed. The train derails and crashes. Meanwhile, Zurab learns of David's death. Soldiers report the details, and Zurab, overcome with rage and sorrow, swears revenge. The survivors emerge from the wreckage and escape on a boat, then board a plane. Naz arranges fake identities. During the flight, Sandro secretly steals Naz's phone and calls Zurab. Manipulated by his uncle, Sandro reveals their location. In Austria, the group hides in a hotel while Naz plans their next move. Sandro argues with Tyler, insisting David only imprisoned them for protection. Tyler counters that David wanted to kill Ketavan. Sandro cruelly reminds him he wasn't even there for his own son. Zurab rallies his men, invoking family loyalty to inspire vengeance. Avtandil warns him he's wasting lives, but Zurab won't listen. Tyler tries to reason with Sandro, urging him to appreciate his mother's strength. Overcome with guilt, Sandro admits the Magazi are coming. Moments later, a helicopter appears and opens fire. The family scrambles to escape. Sandro bolts, and Naz follows. On the street, Zurab appears and shoots at Naz. Both try to sway Sandro's loyalty. Nick arrives, but her vehicle is destroyed. Zurab abducts Sandro and drives off. Naz and Nick retreat while Tyler holds off attackers. Eventually, the team regroups. Tyler and Ketavan flee with Nina but are overwhelmed. A police helicopter arrives, only to be shot down. Tyler fights through the enemy, grabs his family, and races back to the hotel elevator. Nick and Naz attempt to reach a rescue chopper but are ambushed. Nick tells Naz to help Tyler while she provides cover. Naz is wounded but fights on. On the roof, Nick is shot and nearly falls, but Tyler catches her. Zurab shoots Tyler's hand, but Nick recovers, shoots out the glass, and leaves Zurab hanging. Tyler saves Nick, who rejoins the others and eliminates the last enemy soldiers. Tyler and Zurab engage in one final, savage fight in the church. Bloodied and furious, they beat each other with anything they can grab. Tyler ultimately drives a massive nail into Zurab, who still rants about revenge. Tyler silences him with a bullet. As the group prepares to escape, police arrive and arrest them. Later, Mia visits Tyler in jail. She shares that their son's last memory of him wasn't abandonment, but of a hero going off to save lives. His father was his idol. Eventually, Alcott visits Tyler in a van. He offers him freedom if Tyler accepts another mission. Tyler agrees, on one condition: Nick goes free too. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and thank you for watching our videos.